starting a brewery wasn't really in the plans, but to be able to make beer we want to brew at home here in Door County, it was a great chance for us. We're trying to brew beers that, aren't done a whole lot in Wisconsin, so we're really trying to do things a little bit differently.
For this Chef Talk with Kyle Cherek, I catch a drink with our buddy Mitchell Ryan Ciohon, otherwise known as Mitch Ciohon, otherwise known as Gypsy Mitch of Gypsy Taco. He is an old friend and was featured on our second episode of Chef Talk when he was the chef at Beta and Sabor. Since then, he's traveled the country, really, in the back of a trailer, investigated food trucks, cooked at a really terrific restaurant in Austin, and come back here to set up a paradox of a taco truck that doesn't go anywhere behind Boone & Crockett, the bar. It's Chef Talk with Kyle Cherek and our good friend Mitch Ciohon and Gypsy Taco. You pick
5 Rabbits, or this is a La Terroir.
La Terroir.
New Belgium.
Cheers, Gypsy
Cheers
Man
to you.
Taco.
Yeah.
Gypsy.
Thanks.
That tastes like early autumn in a glass.
Yeah, I think it's one of those lips of faith.
You did. That was beautiful. I was hoping you wouldn't catch that.
It's a constant struggle.
Yeah. That was like a dew-kissed grass of 5 rabbits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So we began this journey with you when we began Chef Talk.
Yeah. Was I the number 1?
You were number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah. Let's sit down because this is going to get deep. But you were number 2 after Adam Siegel.
Yeah.
And you were basically both buddies, and we came to you and said, don't know if this is going to be a thing or even work.
Yeah.
But will you take some time out of your day?
Absolutely.
So you were doing like quasi-molecular things then,
Yep.
and now you're doing tacos. Because that's
serious transition.
Yeah. Did you wake up one day and go, I want to be rustic?
I don't know. It was like a gentle progression to how I got here. It was a weird road.
Chili and tacos are the Mexican-American representation of that heritage, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, what do you, from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, have to say about, what right do you have, my friend?
I don't have any right, and I think that has a lot to do with the way I approach it. I very much from the onset of me starting to do this was, I'm not trying to make Mexican food. That's not. I developed the tagline unapologetically unauthentic for a reason. I am this guy from the Midwest that has my way of cooking, and I just started to translate that into tacos, and there's a lot of things that you can look at and see Beta dishes that are just being transported by tortilla shells,
Right.
So it still is the fine dining level of cooking. The prep is there, the attention to details there, but it's just a different delivery device, and it's smaller, but everything's well thought out in this.
So you handled one half of the paradox. Now let's talk about the other half of the paradox. It's a food truck which has working wheels and an engine, but
Yeah.
it doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
Because it's behind Boone & Crockett, a bar,
Yeah.
with like a pretty much 4-season patio. But you're called Gypsy Taco, which sort of inspires a sense of
Yeah.
distance covered and earth traversed.
Yeah, I think, the Gypsy name obviously, is something that touches on just my personality, being a chef, bouncing around the country,
Yeah.
driving back and forth from Door County to make this happen. But when it comes down to it, yes, this thing doesn't move. And it's not that Gypsy on its own. I put the Gypsy in.
I mean, if I had a middle school lit class and I wanted to show them a paradox,
Yeah.
I would bring them here and say it's called Gypsy Taco,
Yeah.
but it doesn't go anywhere.
But it's a great thing that we're able to do. Very common in other markets, and
Yeah.
it just never happened in Milwaukee until now, where we can plug this taco truck in the backyard of an awesome bar.
Right. Yeah.
One of the best bars in town, if not the best, in my opinion.
I like a drink as much as the next guy.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
got great cocktails to pair with great tacos, and why try to do anything else besides just leave it here?
Yeah.
We're open 6 days a week, you
Yeah.
know, we coincide with the bar hours, and it works out really well, you know, and it's, like I said before, it's that, you know, if you build it, they're going to come to you instead of me building it and driving around town trying to find them.
Right.
So
Chasing that business. Yeah.
So it works really well.